So my Tesla is 1,000 miles in, and what do I think? I think it's a great car. It probably has a lot of reviews out there from other individuals that it's gone through a lot of bumps, I guess, you know, new company, learning new things. As far as the car is concerned, I like it, you know, but there was a lot of gotchas at the beginning that I think a lot of new owners are going to experience as well. So I wanted to kind of share that, what my thoughts are within the first 1,000 miles of the vehicle. Number one is there's no engine. So if you're used to cars that have an engine, you know, gas-powered vehicles compared to electrical, there's going to be a huge difference as far as noise is concerned. So it's going to be a ride that's going to be completely silent. So with the car being completely silent, you're going to be able to hear pretty much everything outside the vehicle, from the road noise and so forth. If it's, you know, little panels moving here and there, you have something in the trunk, you have something in, you know, in any of the cubbies here in the front, you're going to hear them shaking a lot. So that's one thing you got to get used to, right? Because that engine noise is completely gone, and you know, all you're hearing is absolutely nothing. So that's one thing that kind of took me a little bit to get used to. Number two is if you have the regenerative braking on these vehicles, they're not really using the brakes as often as a normal car would. So by not using the brakes, and this is based on what Tesla's telling me, because I've taken it in for service, I've checked a lot of forums, and they're saying the same thing to a lot of people, so I'm assuming it's true. But because I'm not a, you know, full car guy, so I wouldn't really know. There's people that are car guys that know. If you want to leave a comment and let us know as well, that'd be great. But basically what happens is because of the regenerative braking, it's not using the brakes as much as it should, so it's building up on debris, rust, or anything like that onto the brakes. So what that does is when you turn on the car and you're about to take off, you're braking, you're going to start hearing the brakes squeak a lot. Turning the steering wheel, you're going to hear noise as well. The answer to that from Tesla is that you should just take it off, put it back onto low instead of normal, and drive the car for about 24-48 hours, potentially braking pretty hard at certain areas if possible, just so you can get some usage out of the brakes and take off any sort of debris that's stuck on there. So that's one other thing I had to get used to with the car. Third was, I'm not sure if I ever did the video on it or not, but I was supposed to. When I received the car, the chrome trims around the windows, they were slightly off, so they're misaligned. And you know, you get a new car, you're kind of like, that's odd, it shouldn't be that way. And it wasn't to a point where it's like really tiny that someone has to really, you know, get down there to view it and understand that it's off. I mean, you could see it just walking towards the car. Took it into Tesla, into service. They took care of it really quickly. They were able to align it back up, so the car looks incredible. It was on both sides of the car as well. So that was another gotcha within the first 1,000 miles. One other thing was the service center. Service center is incredible. I've had other new vehicles where I've had to take them into servicing, and you know, a lot of time it was like, oh, there's something wrong with the car, and you know, the answers I would get is, oh, well, we need to be able to duplicate it. And you know, it's things that you can't really duplicate when, if it's noise, or you know, it happens at certain times, it doesn't at others. But with Tesla, it's a little bit different. You take it in and you tell them this is what's wrong with the car. There's like no questions asked. They just grab the car, they put it into servicing, they work on it. If you got to stick around, you stick around for a little bit. I was actually able to get even a loaner from them. So I told them how long it's going to take. They said, oh, probably a couple hours. And I told them, well, I still got to run some errands. Can I get a loaner? And you know, the answer was sure, pick which one you want. So they had a bunch of Teslas just sitting out there as loaners, and I just got to pick the one that I wanted to take, and you know, that was it. And they were kind enough to work on the car. They worked on the brakes, which was the reason I took it in, for the squeaking noises. I felt that my car was a bit not aligned, just because I originally had 19-inch rims, but I'd asked them to put in 21s, so they made that change for me when they delivered the vehicle with the 21s, but I wasn't 100% sure if they did the alignment on it. So it fell a bit off. They fixed that. You know, and then they sit down with you afterwards. They kind of go over everything they did, and of course it was at no charge. So experience as far as service is incredible. That's another reason that I think I love the car. The ride itself, it's a very comfortable ride. The seats are incredibly comfortable. Mine's a premium package, so if I remember correctly, when I was first getting it, there was a bit of a difference between The seats themselves, I don't think it matters anymore if you do get it premium or not. The seats are still going to be the same, similar bucket seats that give a lot of support. The ride itself, I have mine with air suspension, so that's really comfortable as well. So that's great. One other thing. So I live in LA, and I have the glass roof, which tends to get a little bit hotter in the car. The car itself is pretty big too, as far as the windows are concerned, the front window and everything. So that has a tendency of getting the car pretty hot, right? So interior, I've seen it get up to maybe 102 or 103. I haven't seen it get up to the 105 yet for it to turn on air conditioning or, you know, the AC inside the vehicle. But one thing is that even if your car is parked outside and you're not using it, the car's essentially off, Tesla's still using battery life. So that's something that a lot of people need to take into consideration. It's not going to be much. I mean, on a day, you might go through 3 miles up to 5 miles. But what's happening is, because of the heat in LA or any other location that might be really hot, the batteries are getting hot as well. So the car itself is going to turn on from time to time to cool down the system. It's not where it's going to power up everything. So if you're walking near it or by it, you're going to hear noise where it's just, you know, it sounds like it has some sort of an AC running. So that's one big thing to also take into consideration. So if you have, you know, a Tesla that you've gone down on the battery life by a lot. I know there was a video someone did that they actually went on a trip. They left the car at the airport, had about 30 miles. They came back to the car having no battery, right? So they went on I don't know, a week-long or 2-week-long trip. And what's happening is that vehicle's constantly using the battery life. So that's one thing to be aware of. I feel like I'm probably, if I was to compare it to going to get gas compared to, you know, charging the car, I feel like I'm plugged in more often than I would have been going to go get gas. But obviously the costs are cheaper. And another awesome thing that Tesla recently did, I did a video on that too, was they basically gave unlimited supercharging back to individuals that purchased cars after January 15th, which I was one of them. So that was great news. So if you are looking for a new Tesla, right? So the new Teslas right now are not going to have unlimited supercharging. But another cool thing that they did was, individuals like myself that now do have it, my referral code not only gives you $1,000 towards a new purchase, but it automatically gives you unlimited supercharging as well. Only catch is, each Tesla owner currently only could utilize that 5 times. So what that means is, if I have 5 friends, family members, whatever, only the first 5 individuals that use my referral code will be able to get unlimited supercharging. So that's another cool thing. If you want, utilize mine if you're about to purchase a new car or new Tesla. If you have a friend, use theirs, whatever. Just know it'll give you not only the $1,000, which still goes a long way, but it'll also give you unlimited supercharging, which is really cool. Very convenient to use. There's times I don't want to charge at home, so I'll just go directly to a Tesla dealership close to my house. I'll charge up the car really quickly, and you know, I'm set for the day. So yeah, as far as my 1,000-mile experience is concerned, going back to that, I enjoy the car. I love the car. I just can't wait for the upgrades. I know there's going to be one coming out in June, where Elon actually tweeted that it's going to be an update to the AP2 setup, where it's going to make it even better, which I'm excited about. He says the car ride's going to be really smooth at that point as far as on autopilot. So that's going to be great. I know there'll be some additional changes coming hopefully soon for the full-on autonomous driving. I didn't add the feature, but I know the car's capable, so if it gets really cool and exciting, and I guess, you know, does what it's supposed to do, I might actually opt in to get the upgrade, which is just pretty much a software update, which is very cool. But yeah, that's it for this video. So if you're going to be purchasing a Tesla, I highly recommend it. It's a great vehicle, it's a great car, great company, great service. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave comments. I'll be happy to reply back and let you guys know if there's something that I maybe didn't answer that you might have a question on. But subscribe to my page, like the videos, use my referral code too if you want to save that $1,000. Helps me as well. All it does is sign me up for little goodies that Tesla might be able to send me, like a hat or, you know, things like that. So yeah, look forward to doing more videos for you guys. Take care.